Hey everyone, it's Erin with Hail Varsity. I'm joined by Brady, also of Hail Varsity, or as some of you called him last week on this video, Ed Sheeran has been reporting on Nebraska athletics. So that's pretty exciting. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here. I get that a lot.
We are back at Memorial Stadium this week for another round of coach updates. As some of you may know, in the past, we tend to get all of the coaches on one day in spring. Instead of that, Nebraska has been spacing them out. We heard from the coordinators last week. Today, we heard from new running backs coach EJ Barthel and secondary coach Evan Cooper. Having the two E names just really threw me. But we got to hear a little bit from both sides of the ball once again, and I feel like that might be kind of what we're going to see for the next few weeks, is somebody from offense, someone from defense. So today, another bingo card day. We heard fullback, we heard run the ball, we heard especially on the running side of it, it was people were very excited on Twitter.
Amon Green, that's your center right there.
Yep. And a lot, actually, he was bringing up, he was knocking off names.
He was naming them. I mean, he basically had just had the whole, south or north end zone wall memorized and just read the names off with the numbers.
But it was a good day. So Brady, let's start on the offensive side of the ball. What did we learn about the running back room so far?
Well, we got the approach, and I think that it's a running theme with Matt Rule and everybody that he gets in is the alignment, the capital A word. First of all, he said they were not interested in going in the transfer portal at all for any of the running backs. They like the guys that they've got in. That's Anthony Grant, even all the way down to Emma Johnson on the depth chart, who didn't really see that much time on the field last year, but he went back to spring tape last year and cited some of the inspiring things that he saw there. He's familiar, being a former fullback himself, is familiar with the need and want to have a fullback in the Big Ten. Got asked what are the conditions of the Big Ten? How does that impact on his offensive running backs? And he said, well, we know that the running back is going to be the quintessential team player, from special teams to pass protecting to getting the ball in some gritty situations and having to protect the ball while doing it. So those were the big takeaways for me. Obviously, the recruiting side of things, he wants to bring back that culture and that Northeastern tie and pipeline back to Nebraska. So overall, it's just going to be really interesting. But the underlying theme is that run the ball guy out there, I see you. You can be pretty happy with what was said today.
Especially after we've heard similar things from now Matt Rule, Marcus Satterfield, and now it's very clearly they're all very aligned. To have EJ saying very much the same things, they're all very aligned on that. We heard a little bit about recruiting as well, which we can touch on in just a second, but let's switch to the defensive side of things. Evan Cooper talked a lot. They said something very similar, that they both wanted to be at Nebraska because of Matt Rule. It was if Matt Rule calls, you pick up the phone and you go where he is. But let's talk about that secondary and what we learned from Evan Cooper today.
Well, Evan Cooper's a guy that is a player developer and evaluator by nature. I mean, not only at the college level, but when he was at the Panthers working with Matt Rule, he was player development and evaluation in the draft room kind of guy. So we kind of asked him how he liked the defensive backs and how he liked the room there. He talked about, he believes that there are NFL caliber defensive backs in Nebraska right now. He liked the way that they played hard. The whole defense, he said, played hard a lot of the time last year. They just need to tweak a couple of things in practice, just get them kind of pointed in the right direction with this NFL background that Cooper and a large swath of the Matt Rule coaching tree has here at Nebraska, and they can get going in the right place. I think the overwhelming theme I got from his evaluation of this defensive back room is that they really like where they are, from Marquise and Quentin all the way to Malcolm and how he stepped up last year. It's just going to be a way of how they're going to fit, how they're going to steer them in the right direction to get them not only better for the next year, but better for the next step in their careers.
And if you do want to watch the full videos from both, they spoke about 15 to 20 minutes, which is pretty much what we got last week as well. Both of them are on our YouTube channel as well, so you can go and just check those out right now, from both Cooper and from Barthel. So feel free to go watch their full videos. They had a lot of great stuff. You can also hear their thoughts on other coaches, their recruiting pitch. So let's just stop really quick there before I let you go. A lot of talk about recruiting, sort of how there's a competition on the staff, how, they all are just very much on the same page, but they're also competing quite a bit. What did we learn about recruiting from these two individuals?
It's ever constant. It's we heard it, last week from Tony White. If you're on Matt Rule staff and you don't recruit, you're not here. It's one thing that they really stress. And again, with Evan Cooper's player development, player evaluation angle, they look at guys. They're looking at guys that have that NFL talent. And like he said, his experience at the NFL level allows him to narrow his vision. Now he knows a better idea of exactly what they're looking at in terms of NFL can be, potential NFL talent at the high school level as they want to get it into Nebraska. I mean, they hit it hard right away. They got guys in. They're looking at tons of film. A lot of sleep helps, but they're watching film even more to kind of get the best idea. So they can still get guys, there's still a February signing day left to be done, so nothing is permanently locked in. They like the guys that they have in now. Who knows, maybe they might like to get some more guys in, but they're liking it good, and they're hitting 2024 hard now.
I will say on the running back side of things, there is intentionality to them not looking in the portal for running backs. They feel really good about what they have. So again, going back to if you're a run the ball fan, that's good news for you because they feel pretty excited about what they have already at Nebraska. So, we're actually not that far away from spring ball starting. When you think about it, when you look at the calendar, you might be going, it's January, but it'll be here before we know it, and then we'll start to see these pieces in action. But for now, we are just getting to hear from them. Like I said, I would expect to hear more in the coming weeks. It seems like we'll be getting multiple coaches, one from at least each side of the ball each week through the early signing period. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check back. We'll have plenty more to come. Go check out those videos right now on our YouTube channel. And again, subscribe because you're going to get everything at all times when they come from us. If you want more, in fact, just a quick little plug, if you want some from the Outland Trophy Award ceremony, head to hailvarsity.com. Brady was there. He'll also be at Remington this weekend for their trophy presentation. So plenty more to come on Nebraska football side of things, but we also have everything from men's and women's basketball, obviously baseball, softball will be here before we know it. So again, subscribe, go bookmark Hail Varsity. Brady, I appreciate your time. We gotta go get to work for all the stuff that we just promised them.
Yeah, there's no shortage of work to be done.
No shortage, but thank you as always for watching. We will be back again soon. Talk to you later.